For bonsai, it is important to keep the tree small and to get lots of green inside. How do you do that? In this video, I'll show you how to prune a yew in a way that you get backbudding all along the old branches. Middle of summer, actually late spring, early summer, time to cut back the yews. Pruning a yew is not difficult. In fact, it's very simple. You just need to know a few things to encourage backbudding on a yew, and after you do that, you get more buds than you ever need. The two species of yew I have here are quite different in their growth habit. This one is a female Taxus cuspidata, and you can see it is a Taxus cuspidata because of the way that the leaves are organized around the branches. Where a Taxus baccata has all the needles in one single plane, cuspidata will grow the needles in a little bit of a spiral around the main branch. The reason why I want female yews, they will create the nice red berries. This one has been wired out in late summer last year. It has been pruned back, and now it's time to prune it back again. To get backbudding on yew, there's three main things that you need to make sure of. The first, of course, is making sure the yew is completely healthy. Now, how do you recognize that a yew is completely healthy? Quite easy. If you look at the growth on this tree, this is the growth from this year. If you get 6 inches, 15 centimeters of growth in spring on a yew, you have a healthy tree. It's a tree ready to be worked on, and you can quite easily start pruning. The second thing to control is to make sure that you have a yew that is pruned back at the right stage and in the right way. What the right stage is and what the right way is, I will show in this video. Last but not least is the way you care for the tree. Yew are known to be sensitive to wet roots, so you need to use very open substrate for this tree to do well. Then you can water it every single day. You can fertilize heavily, and this is a tree species that does well both in the shade as well as in the sun. To get good backbudding, give the tree 4 or 5 hours of full sun every single day, and the backbudding will work as expected. The pruning in yew, as said, is quite easy. First of all, you have a branch like this that has grown very, very long, and you can just trim it back all the way up to roughly 4 or 5 needle pairs. So I'll leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, let's say 6 or 7, and the rest I just clip off. Trimming all the branches back to the last 10, 12 needle pairs is going to take me quite a bit of time. So let me just do that, and once I'm done, I'll get back to you and I'll show you the second half of the technique on how to get yews to backbud on a natural way, so you don't have to graft, you can just naturally get backbudding. I'm going to cut all these branches back into profile, and as you can tell, I'm not paying too much attention yet because I'm going to have to do fine work later on to the tree as well. Now, if you're trimming back a tree, it's always difficult to assess where do I start trimming. I personally like to start at the bottom because the lowest branches always have to be the longest. Cutting back is easy. Extending is difficult, so I prune back the lowest branches and then I follow the profile up, which will dictate how far to prune all the other branches on the tree. Talking and trimming are not a good combination, so I'm just going to shut up, do the work. If you like to watch me trim a whole tree, then drop me a comment down below and I will, I don't know, make a 1 hour long video of me trimming a big shrub. Heavily clustered branches like these, I remove the growth directly at the base of the branches I want to keep. And then I just look for alternating patterns of branches. Here there's another one at the base. This can go. Then reduce the length. Reduce the length. Of course, soft growth. You can just, with your fingers, remove the growing tips. Here there's still quite a lot of branches. This one is a nice extension of the main branch. There's a side branch here which is nice, so this one doesn't really add much at this stage. This one is hanging down, but that's just because something hit the wire and I can just bring it back in. Reposition this one, reposition that one. What you'll notice that today I am not going to wire out the tree. With yew, however, it is good to wire the branches while they're still green. That way they set within a growing season. If you wait until they're brown, it can take easily 2 years for the branches to set. In this video I focus on backbudding. Of course, I also have a video that focuses on wiring coniferous trees. And promise me, you'll watch this video till the end. Then at the end of the video, I've included a link to my wiring coniferous trees video. If you look carefully at this tree, you can see that bigger branches are held down with guy wires. I do this because yew wood is very flexible and it will come back up if you don't wire it for a long time. Naturally, for shaping the branch, I use coiled wire around the branch itself. What you can tell also here, I've left this branch here. I want the lower branch here to thicken, so this one is allowed to extend. So we've trimmed the tree back, and now it's time for the other half of the technique, and that involves removing needles. If you look at it, I've pruned everything back to the last 10-20 needles of this season, and now I'm going to remove all the old needles from the tree. That way there's more sunlight on the inside. I allow the tree to grow more buds on the branches itself. You remove all the needles that are still left from the last year, and in the end you're left with just a small tuft of foliage at the end of the branch. And what you can see here at the beginning of the branch is that there's lots of backbudding on the inside from last year. So in fact, if I wanted to, I could already decide to prune back all the way to the new growth, but I'm not going to because I'm still developing this tree and I want more extension on this side. And of course, I'm going to leave a few here and there. If I think that I've cut back the branch quite far, I'm going to leave more needles on the inside. While I'm doing this, I'm also going to remove all the growth that is sitting in crotches. So everywhere where there's 2 branches on the main branch, I'm removing one of them. And I try to keep alternating patterns on the side branches. I'm just going to fertilize it, put it back in a place where it gets sunlight for a couple of hours a day, not in full sun during the afternoon. And next year, all the young growth that I get from the backbudding, I will wire out. See you later.